It doesn't matter what physical arrangements you have, how joyful you are, how miserable you are, how pleasant is your experience of life, how unpleasant is your karma. So knowing this, we started devising tools with which we can enhance our experience of life. Because we understood that this body itself is a mechanism. This human mechanism, we understood, is a better mechanism than that of a cockroach, a better mechanism than that of a dog, a better mechanism than even that of a tiger, though a lot of people wish to call themselves tigers or whatever. It's an evolutionary backward step. See, nobody calls themselves monkey, but people go further back and say, I am a cobra, I am a tiger. It's okay, it's their choice. I have no… individual choices, I have no issue, but it's an evolutionary backward step. Because we realized that this is a superior mechanism or a more advanced mechanism, this is capable of more things, then we realized that we could create many more mechanisms like this. See, suppose if you were made like this tree, I'm not saying that because it's a fat tree, not because of that. Even if you were like this tree, would you have thought up a bicycle? Bicycle is a mechanism that came to your mind simply because you're already mobile. You want to move faster, so you ran. But still it is not good enough, you want to go faster, so you thought up a bicycle. If you were made like a tree, however intelligent you were, you would not thought of a bicycle because it's of no consequence to you. Because you're mobile, you want to go faster, you came up with a mechanism. A mechanism like this or a machine like this is referred to as a yantra. So we started creating yantras of various kinds. Well, in the physical world, a bicycle, a motorcycle, a car, an airplane, now spacecrafts going elsewhere, all this stuff. But this is in the outer world. In the subjective dimensions, we started creating instruments or machines or yantras. Well, in the northern part of the country, probably this is largely lost except in a few places maybe. Because what you see as northern plains, it doesn't have a single ancient temple left. All of these things were razed to ground during invasions. They've just put up small makeshift temples here and there, and they're managing with that. Only in the Himalayan folds or deep in the east, where invasions did not go, you find ancient temples like Kamakya or Uttar Kashi or Gupta Kashi. These are ancient temples where invasions did not go. But the rest of the Gangetic plain, Punjab, Gujarat, all these places totally wiped out. It's only in southern India you really see ancient temples, and in the east like Puri and few other places. Wherever there are ancient temples still alive, you will see in this country, we refer to the deity, or today, because of English language, we started calling it the god, as a yantra. This usage of this word is still very much prevalent in southern India. We refer to the deity as yantra. That means we are calling the deity as a machine. We are calling it a machine. Because a machine is just a complex arrangement of forms. A form is a yantra. The basic form was always seen as a triangle. From that we created many complex forms and we made them function for our benefit. Well, there are many dimensions to this. Difficult to explore with the clock ticking. But to put it in the right context, these are dimensions with which you can open up a new possibility, a new window into creation. You are not inventing anything, you are just enhancing your tools of perception so that you can experience and perceive dimensions that you would have not otherwise experienced. Like today with a telescope, you are able to see something that you would have not been able to see with your naked eyes. Well, how do we even know virus exists? A microscope. We are able to see something that we would have not otherwise seen with our naked eyes. 100, 200 or 500 years ago, if the virus came, most people in many parts of the world would believe it's God's wish, God is angry with us and killing us like this. That's what they would think and that's what they thought. Today, because our perception is enhanced with machines that we have created, we know this is a particular type of virus, what is its nature, how colorful it is, everywhere on the television channels, everywhere virus is floating around. We know its form, shape, color, everything. Similarly, in subjective dimensions, we opened up this possibility. In many different ways, this can be used in a very powerful way. This is how the deities came into existence. In that context, I said, we know the technology of God-making. Well, we have Bhairavi, we have Dhyanalinga. Ask people what is their experience of the Devi and the Dhyanalinga. For many people, it's more than their life because it's opened up dimensions that they never imagined possible in their life. Well, there will be people who'll say, oh, what has it opened up? How do you know? How will you know? If I look through the telescope and I say, I see this, I say, no, 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 all you're seeing is you're just having a long metal tube and fooling us. Till you put your eye into it, you don't know. So here, it is not your eye, you have to put your heart into it, otherwise you don't know.